Alright, welcome back to Plum Pap Garage here. Now, for today, I want to bring out an old classic here. The good old Craftsman hand drill here, battery powered. Now, I'm not sure. I've had this for a long while now. And it just seems, I don't know, for the longest time the battery hasn't held a charge very long. It seems to go dead pretty quick. So I'm just gonna tear her down and look at her. She's a little old. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test the battery here. See what's going on. I had it on the charger for a little while there today. We'll just check her out here. See what she has to say. What the world's going on here? Well, it still has just about 20 volts, so it is a little dead yet, but I don't know. Ooh, shaking the camera there. I guess we'll break into her, look her over, see how she works. Now, my last video, I did that heater there, and that was a pretty lengthy video. I'm gonna try and keep them shorter because it took almost like a whole day to upload that video. I didn't realize it took so long. It was just a hassle trying to get that thing to upload, so I'm going to try and keep these videos a little bit shorter, but I mean, if there's something that's going to take a little longer, it isn't going to stop me from getting in depth with it. Don't want to lose the interesting stuff going on here. Now this is a little more interesting than that stupid little heater, so hopefully we'll see some stuff here. After I take apart this, I'm going to try and get that battery apart and look inside of it. Because I think you can actually switch them over to lithium ion by switching out the cells in them. We'll have to see how this battery is, but I think that's how it works. I don't know though. Now, sort of disappointed to see that this drill is made in China. When Craftsman's known for making stuff in the USA. What's holding it together yet? Try and keep everything together this time because I sort of want this to go back together. I wonder if I have to pull that end apart. Oh, there we go. Getting somewhere. What's holding it together down here? Ooh, I lost something. Now, this is sort of like the new. This is an older model of drill, but the newer ones pretty much are pretty similar. They use a lithium battery now, and they look about the same. I missed a screw there. They look about the same. They're a little different, a little more modernized. And I mean, I did do some research, and the Craftsman company Started in 1920, and they were just recently bought out by Stanley, if you didn't know. Now, I never personally really liked Stanley tools, but I did some research and I found out they actually make or own a couple high quality tool companies. Stanley owns Mac Tools and Proto and all that jazz. So, what do we got here? This must be a micro switch here. And this here is the it's a switching MOSFET. Focus now. Good old switching MOSFET, which is what switches everything. So this is a micro switch, and this tells this to switch the power to the motor. And got this odd looking heat sink on here, but I've never seen heat sink like that, but that's what it is. It is a little crusty. Let's see what, yeah, it is. It's magnetic, so that's a permanent magnet motor there. ABS plastic. Doesn't say anything. It is ABS plastic, but it doesn't say anything about being fiberglass reinforced, which I like to see. Fiberglass reinforcing and stuff makes it more nice. How does that come off of there? It looks like it's just a what the world? I must have got that on there good. Now, I am sort of disappointed in this drill, as it's only a 3/8 chuck. So, I mean, holy crud, got that tight. I like to see, I like the 1/2 inch ones. It's a lot nicer. Use all your drill bits and stuff. Oh man, how am I going to get this off? So, I might have to take an intermission here while I try and get this off. Alright, so apparently it was a left-handed thread. Oh my. Now why isn't this coming off? Oh. Okay. So this chuck actually screws on here. There's a, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's like a little hex on there. It must screw onto the shaft, and then that screw just retains it on there, which makes sense. So, I don't know how I'm gonna get in there to do that. Alright guys, so I had to take a short intermission there. I was working on this drill there last week and I was having troubles getting this chuck off. Still haven't gotten off yet. And I sort of started another video. You might see it, notice it from another video. But anyway, since I'm waiting for that to start boiling, I'm going to start working on this here. If you're interested in checking this out, this is boiling the carburetor type deal, farm trick. I don't know what you want to call it, but I was going to order a special set of wrenches to get in here to take this chuck off, because you need a really thin, it's a real thin clearance in there. You need a real thin wrench to get in there, and I don't really got any. And I don't know if I'll be able to get that off or not, but what I realized is there's some screws back here that held this motor on. So I just took them out, and we're going to look inside here and see how it looks. Now, one thing, I think this is probably a nylon plastic. It would be nicer to see a metal casing on the gearbox here, but I guess I just didn't go with that. I got this washer type deal in here. Pretty much. Okay, make sure we put this back together right, because that's sort of... But pretty much, it's a Planetary gear set. I wonder... This clutch here might have something to do with the amount of pressure that goes on this Planetary gear set. It's pretty much, in essence, this is just a gear reduction. So you have more output on this end, so you're not burning up your motor pretty much. And let's see if this... They call this a Planetary gear set because it's like, I don't know, I guess there's a whole thing about it. This is your sun gear. I think that's the sun gear. And then these are your Planetary gears, and then this is your big ring gear. Let's see if that... Ooh. Oh shit. There's a bunch of ball bearings in there I just lost on. That's wonderful there. Okay, so that's interesting. I'll have to figure out where all these ball bearings go to put this back together. Not fun. Ball bearings are nice, but they're a pain. Okay. So once I find that other ball bearing, we'll get back to it. Oh. Wow, we really lucked out on that one because I found the ball bearing. A lot of the time when you got a floor that's not the cleanest, you have a heck of a time. But anyway, so this is an interesting arrangement here, because it's got a Planetary gear set on each side, so I'm not quite sure where them ball bearings went. Heck, it doesn't even want to work right now. But yeah. Oh, okay. I see now. Them ball bearings go down in them holes there, I'm assuming. How many is there? Probably go down in them holes there. Get everything. Okay, so how does that... Let me try and figure out what's going on here. Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting how this works. But anyway, This is where these ball bearings sit on this. Well, they don't really sit on there, but this will spin in there. You know, whenever you have it in a torque setting and it's like starts clicking or whatever, that's because this gear's spinning instead of the gears in here spinning. And see, when you turn this, it puts pressure on them ball bearings and pushes against this to engage this. So it'll let it put out so much torque until it starts slipping. If your torque out here, if you need more torque out here than the pressure on this ring gear, it's going to start spinning and disengage the clutch. Is what's happening, which is pretty neat actually. And I don't know, these look like pretty cheap. Looks like I don't know, a powder, some type of powder coated metal. Just a cheap. I'm glad to see it metal, because I think a lot of stuff nowadays is probably plastic. So now time to find where all these bearings go. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. So I guess I didn't really need to take the chuck off at all to get this to properly work. But yeah, that's interesting, because I've never really had a drill apart. I mean, I've seen videos of guys doing drills online. Oh, what the heck. That's pretty interesting to see that. But yeah, that's how it works there. Now, like I said, that this here nylon casing is sort of disappointing, and I mean, I guess it's alright. I'm not 100% sure that it's nylon, but that's what it seems like to me. And it doesn't surprise me. Stuff's going cheaper nowadays. Honestly, the new stuff probably has freaking plastic gears in it. Okay, so that's how these bearings go. There's 2 bearings in there, in each hole, from my understanding. Now I got one left over here. I might go right in the middle there. Guess we'll see here. Makes sense that that's where it would go to. The only place I could think of. Guess we'll look at the... Oh, I guess it probably doesn't go there because your gear has to go down in there. Ah, heck. But yeah. So pretty much that's how this whole deal works. I did lose one of the ball bearings, so I don't know if it'll work right again, but I don't know yet if I'll put it back together or not. I got a new drill coming for Christmas, but I might try and do some weird stuff with it. I'm pretty sure you can switch these out for lithium, and I'm gonna look lithium ion, and if you can, I probably will put this back together and see if I can do that. If not, I won't even worry about it, because it's just been like that. And so, as you can see, I got the steam rolling over here, so this will be another video of cleaning a carburetor. So if you want to check that out, that's on there. And we got more videos to come, so thanks for tuning in this week to Plump Hap Garage.